spare us tonight. I pray to the earth bones for the blessing of my fight. I pray to the winter, to death and decay. I pray to the wise one to guide me on my way. I pray to the fallen to mentor my fears. I pray to the north winds to freeze the trail of my tears. I pray to the dragon, so mighty and wild. I pray to the mother to save the life of my child. To save the life of my child. I pray to the hunter to spare us tonight. I pray to the earth bones for the blessing of my fight. I pray to the lady for keeping me safe. I pray to the lost souls to stand guard over my grave. To stand guard over my grave.
share. Just kidding, I wouldn't either. Can't we make fun?
Now, dead creature, prepare to rise again! Step back, stranger. I'm about to perform a miraculous feat of mighty spellcraft! I'm unleashing the power of my ancestors. I intend to reanimate the dead. I recently learned I'm descended from ancient alien necromancers. Can you believe it? Oh, yes! The ancient aliens fled Cyrodiil ages ago. I recently discovered our family tree, and it plainly says one of those wild elves was my ancestor. So I'm here, testing out my obvious alien talents in necromancy. You doubt my abilities? Bear witness, stranger. I'll display the skills that only one of alien heritage could possess. Here goes nothing. I command thee, lesser creature, to rise! Oh, no, no, no! Get away! Why won't you obey me? Ah!
Welcome, Proxy. Let us speak before we go inside. This is Ellenglyn, an Ayleid ruin. I expected to find the recollection here, as they have been searching similar ruins throughout the area. They did not disappoint. I sense an aura of Daedric power as well. Perhaps that aura drew them here. Indeed. I sense an ancient Daedric shrine in these ruins.
Okay,
Although I have
now I'm
idea
not muted anymore.
what it honors. If we find the shrine, we may uncover the recollection's purpose here. Do you still have the Econir, Proxy? I see you remember our adventures in the shrines of the good Daedra. I believe we may find important memories for the Econir to reveal here as well. Watch for places where it can show us something, Proxy. Between the recollection and the dangers inherent in most ruins, I suggest caution. My research revealed that Ellenglyn contains a maze filled with deadly traps. We must reach the heart of the maze to find a way through.
Okay.
I am ready when you are. Hermaeus Mora knew he could not completely erase all knowledge of Athelia from the world. He locked away his own memories of her in glyphics hidden in Apocrypha. He created the Econir to reveal any lingering memories of the Forgotten Prince.
Okay.
Between the Ellenglyn, an Ayleid ruin, most likely a temple or monastery. As you can see, little remains above ground. The vaults below are more extensive, or so I have read. Adventurers report dangerous monsters and traps within. Those who survived, anyway. I am hardly an Ayleid scholar. I know they were called Wild Elves, and they established Tamriel's first empire. Their city-states were spread across much of this region, but their empire fell during the First Era. Much about them has been lost. Many Ayleids worshipped Daedric princes. Athelia may have been among them. When the Recollection began to remember Athelia, they remembered her as their god. I think they are
so that
searching for
explains.
shrines to Athelia. Mere speculation, but a logical guess. From what I have determined, they are a secret society with a keen interest in ancient ruins. The revival of an Ayleid cult, perhaps. Our ally Baragon knows more. He recently tracked them to West Weald and has been looking into their activities. Baragon told me that the group was initially did not know it. Now that Athelia is free, their actions are becoming more conspicuous. Shard Marshal Vargas. I am not familiar with that Daedric rank. We know they assisted Torvasard in his quest to remember the Forgotten Prince. Perhaps this Vargas is also connected to Athelia. No matter. It is evident we have more to learn, Proxy.
Zone story. Okay, nice that you can now see which is part of the zone story. So let's do this and then side quests and more.
If I sense the presence of Daedric power, the Recollection likely noticed it as well.
Okay.
Recollection made it this far, but they have met some of Ellenglyn's dangers.
Interesting dungeon here. Ayleid ruin. Yeah, that's a some kind of defense, basically. Explore. Luckily, I'm playing Dunmer, so they don't burn that much. So we can go up there. So what's in here? Bottles. Mouse that is eating the bread. And former adventure. I wonder if this is based on the Oblivion's dungeon. Because there's quite many dungeons are in the Citadel actually from the Oblivion. I try not to take too many items, but then again, crafting bag is kind of endless so we can definitely we'll definitely take the crafting materials as much as we want.
Feel the current of fate flow through you.
Okay, that's a big one. We eat it.
Let fate renew your vigor, Proxy.
Yeah, we are basically going wrong way. Wrong way. That stagger is so cheesy when the Vabricant is coming. Yeah, it works even flying creatures. Yeah, tactically so well good. Okay, Dix. Okay, that was just a bad one.
Welcome stones. Aliens work. Let the dreads of fate restore your strength.
Leonard Nissel's journal. Deadly ruins. Dark Velguns. Maze. That's a Khazid. This is human or elf. Can't really tell those bones apart.
The way to Ellenglin's shrine lies through the heart of the maze.
Ouch. Not a Khazid. Khazid bones. Yep.
Not only a maze, but a tomb. Careful. The Aliens were practitioners of necromancy.
Yeah. So, yeah. I was thinking why there's so many Khazid skeletons, but then again, this is pretty close to Elsevier. Not side of the Elsevier, so that isn't too far to go. Actually, pretty logical. Oh, okay. Watch out. You mean these are undead? Penitent.
Fate flow through you.
was interesting spell. Sharp as not.
Let's
check.
hear it.
Let's check about. Okay, report. So he tries to be behind, stay behind, and shoot from there. Ouch. That's the special ability. This is the maze. Minotaur Shaman, okay. Arcanist, that water player's Arcanist, that's a new specialization or class that came out with the Necrom. Haven't tested it. Okay, so this is the right way to go.
The chamber to the north should be the heart of the maze, but it seems we must find another entrance.
Okay.
I always find myself in a better mood after a meal.
Sun Mage. Okay. Replicant doesn't cause Minotaur to fall down. I suppose he's way too big. Okay, that's the wrong way.
The currents of fate shall revitalize you. The currents of fate shall revitalize you. Let fate renew your vigor, Proxy. Our way forward lies within, Proxy. We must find the key, Proxy.
That guy went to the overdrive. Hero Alessia deck fragment. Yeah, Alessian rebellion started some around these areas. Again, bookshelf with way too new books.
The key must unlock these gates. Let us continue, Proxy. I sense that what we seek lies somewhere to the south.
So I wonder who this is. Ah, there's two of them. Whole train of Silvenar. Is this Paragon, so it is in new book. Dark Company. This is like a 6-year-old. No, it's not like that. 4 years old book in a dungeon. Dark Company. Although it's basically explained why there could be like way too new books in a dungeon.
We found the shrine. But who is... Oh, that is Athelia. Perhaps you can talk to her, Proxy.
What? What? Let's take a picture.
I do not recognize you, yet you seem familiar. Almost like this shrine. I know I should remember it, but I do not. Tell me, what is this place? Why am I drawn here? A Daedric prince. Yes, I remember. That was what mortals called me. But Ellenglyn is a proud citadel, not a crumbling ruin. Its people are wise and beautiful. They worship me. Wait. I sense something. And another memory. Hermaeus Mora. The Echenir. Yes, that is what the Abyssal Cephaliarch called it. A clever little device he wrought to find and remove things that belonged to me. Thoughts, memories, truths he did not want anyone to know. Show me. I wish to see what it reveals. Let us see what more it is.
You risk everything, Ethelia. You must forsake the many paths.
You seek to diminish my prince. Why should she agree to such a demand?
To preserve reality. Her willfulness threatens all of existence.
You let your fear control you and foresee an apocalypse that will never be. Depart, Mora!
Ophelia disappeared as soon as the memory ended. Let us speak outside.
Okay, so what is so dangerous of about paths not traveled? Paths not taken. But that was Mythic era. Meretic era when the time wasn't set.
Let us review what we saw in the ruins, Proxy.
Okay, so
Now it becomes clear. The recollection also seeks Athelia. They hope to find her visiting places she once knew, just as we did. Yet Athelia seems confused. I do not think she has fully regained her memories or truly understands what happened to her. I believe we witnessed the moment Emmaus Mora first confronted Athelia about the danger she posed to reality. And we saw that she refused to heed him. It is a hard thing for any creature to change its nature, especially for a Daedric prince.
yeah, impossible.
One more piece of the puzzle remains, Proxy. You still need to investigate Ostermere. Determine why the threads of fate there are frayed. When you are finished, find me at Baragon's townhouse in Skingrad.
Cold water, nice. Okay, so definitely that explains something, but not all. Like what kind of danger was Ethelia posing?
Got to be better than that to stop us. Good. Of course you are.
Okay, so we just need to jump down.
And down they go.
Okay, so let's check the northern side of this area, and then continue the zone story. Terror bird. Ugh. Ah, that's a bear doing what the bears like to do. Back scratching. Ah, and the sky shard. Rock bottom caverns. Okay. I suppose that's where you end up if you hit rock bottom. Okay, 1 skill point. Thank you. Okay, probably zone story or something. Legion's Rest Delve. Okay. Sure, why not?
Care to earn some gold, adventurer? I could use a bit of assistance. I was hoping for a cohort of legionaries from Skingrad, but you'll have to do.
Yep, they are
I don't even know
dead.
where to begin. Our entire shipment of blue Adril is gone, and my dear Lazen is still in there chasing down whoever attacked us.
So what's a blue? What was that?
Beasts, rogues, a horrible buzzing. It all happened so fast. Legion's Rest has always been a safe place to spend the night. Rory, my caravan master, confirmed as much when he scouted ahead. But look at us! Oh, stranger, I desperately need your help. The fate of my vineyard rests on that stolen shipment of blue Adril. Recover the lost crates along with my dear Lazen, and evidence of whoever is responsible for this attack, and I promise to make it worth your while. Securing 4 crates of blue Adril should be enough to keep our vineyard afloat. If we act fast, we might even find out how they knew to ambush us here. We traveled in secret, you know. And let's look for Lazen. I'd hate it if he were harmed. Too much jostling ruins blue Adril, so we had to travel exceptionally slowly to reach the market. Legion's Rest has always been a safe place to stop. Rory, my caravan leader, picked the location and our secret route personally.
What's blue Adril?
Blue Adril is the pride of my family's winery. It's aged for 10 years in barrels made from the planks of Skingrad's first longhouse. This particular batch finally reached maturity, and we were taking it to market when we were set upon. They certainly seemed to know what was in our wagon, but we closely guard all information regarding our aging process and routes to market. If we can learn how they knew to ambush us here, that would also help immensely. Oh, Lazen is a great many things. My head of security, my chief inspector, my groundskeeper, each role pivotal to the continued success of my vineyard, and all the more reason we find him as quickly as possible. Also, he's my dear pet dog.
Okay. Dog.
Now, don't for a moment think that Lazen being a dog makes him any less important than the blue Adril. He didn't hesitate to try to protect me and the caravan. It's only right that we do everything we can to bring him back safely.
Okay.
Oh, my fragile heart. Orissa's going back in there. Didn't she see the size of those terrible bugs?
Keep a close eye on Orisa. She is a brave lady, but very headstrong.
Don't know what Orisa expects to find. The bastards are likely gone by now. Nothing but a waste of time to search that cave. Sadly, I did not. When we came around the bend, there was this horrible buzzing sound, and then we were overrun. Before I knew what had happened, I was beaten to a pulp, and our assailants made off with our wine. I haven't a clue. Though, of course, I can't imagine the transportation of such a rare delicacy would catch the eye of many a thief. In truth, it was bound to happen eventually. It'd be best to just wash our hands of the loss and move on. It's worth a great deal, but is it worth our lives? I think we should consider ourselves lucky that we weren't mortally wounded in the attack. It's the little victories. Don't know what Orisa expects to find.
Alright, let's search this place out. I suppose the developers have a lot of lots of the work in a store to come up with the new plots for the dungeons and dells and like. I mean we have seen a lot of things already. Crystal check. Crystal check. So they have lots of flies in this place. Wait, is this Finland? What's in here? Oh, it's a mirror worm.
Tread with caution.
So where is the vine?
Layson, is that you? I'm so happy you're...
Where's the dog? Over there. Okay. No, it's a blue angel. These have actually same costume that Miri Elendis had. Starts stumbling in the dark. Got lots of people here to stand on. Oh well, stumble on it.
You want to die? Fine.
there's a Sky Shard as... Oh. Jason is here, okay.
Good dog. Look for another bottle, Layton.
So it's some kind of additive to the wine. Okay, how do we get up there? From here, okay. Okay, let's take that and drop on the side to find the last bottle. Except that we can get down from here. Shipment Diesel, Kilroy Vassanius. The next shipment of Blue Adral leaves in a week's time. The authorities that have already scouted the route. Okay, so now we know who's the betrayer, Rory, yeah.
Who's a good boy, Lazen? You are. Apologies for dashing off like that. Those horrible crystal jacks were really starting to unnerve me. Besides, I wanted to get Lazen to safety. Now, What was in that note you grabbed? Let me see that. Gilroy Vassinus? His family used to own a rival winery, but they went out of business years ago. Is that why he turned to banditry? Oh, and Rory? He's worked with us for years! If he needed money, he could have just asked me. He could have gotten us seriously hurt, killed even. And for what, gold? I'll have to turn him into the guards when we reach Skingrad. Then he'll spend some time in one of Count Calantius's dungeon cells. Now we can finish our trek to market and sell the wine as planned. In addition to turning Rory over to the authorities, I'll also let the Legion know what's going on in these caves. You recovered my inventory when I thought all was lost. Thank you.
Macabre vintage set. Some more damage. When you kill a monster, they burst with the blood magic. Okay, that was the blood magic set.
I can't believe Rory betrayed us. He could have gotten Lazen or the others killed. Rory, you scheming bastard!
Why are you so mad? It's not like you can't make more wine.
I trusted you! You! Ugh.
Okay.
All right, everyone. We recovered the Blue Angel. As always, as soon as we sell it, everyone will get a share of the profits. Everyone except for Rory, that is.
There were some boss I didn't kill. Okay. Apparently so. There's a goblin. Queen in the middle of the road. Okay, this face shrine is it has a roof. Nice. North Hook face shrine. Broken Promises game. Vendir. Possible incursion. Let's see if there's like going to be like some incursion. Okay, that doesn't. Bristol Pack doesn't seem really friendly. Yeah, I would like to show the incursions, what kind of events they are in this. This expansion. Broken Promises cave. This is not the cave. Okay, nothing interesting here. Okay, no hardwood. I wonder where's the entrance. Okay, let's use markers and so probably just went past it. Okay. It was about here, but and it's not this. In real life, this would be considered as a cave, nature cave, but let's zoom out and see what's in here. Feels like the markers are not set exactly on the locations in this expansion. I was thinking if the entrance would be like upper hill, but once again, way too much enemies that I don't like. Then again, well, these mooks are here for just you to step on them, so it's not like there have been like really few cases where the random encounter with some monster was memorable. Boss monsters, sure. Yeah, one thing. Okay, I can't find a cave unless it's like plot related. So when I came back 2016 to the Elder Scrolls Online, it has grown better, improved a lot, and they changed the champion point system to the this year. Well, they changed to the champion point system, veteran levels to the champion point system, and 60 is still the highest. 50 is still the highest level you can get. So anyway, when I came back, I hadn't set the champion points. So and I hadn't I had pretty bad skill selections and bad quality, not great quality armor sets, or not set at all basically. So the enemies in Daggerfall Covenant in the end, they were pretty tough at me, killed me in the first fight. Oh, there's a speedy gun. But other than that, Necrom had those lurkers that were floating around and were like mini bosses on the overland, so that was fun. But other than that, spirit guns are kind of standing there like a scarecrows. Nothing here. I wonder what's down here. Lots of recollection. People in these ruins. Alien ruin west of Cyrodiil. Refuge of fleeing aliens following Elesan slave rebellion. Very Oblivion-like. Okay. Golem. I recall it was in one quest in Oblivion where those statues came to life and they were aliens. Okay, somebody has been excavating here. Restoration stuff.
What do you need?
Let's try this out. Okay, so he got a skill level when I gave him a... So let's check what happens if he is a healer. The Bastion Helix would be like better, but let's try this out. I'm going to take a picture here. Couple pictures while I actually remember to do it. Island moth and flame. So this is example of clever placement of the creatures. Basically the fantasy world works like a real world. But unfortunately that's not a praise I can often give, and in many games. Yeah, Torchbug. And that would be like pretty cool if games like a Wayward Realms, upcoming Daggerfall, next generation Daggerfall would be working like a real world. Sense of being there. Ash. I don't use. Okay, nothing interesting here except bodies. The player that came before us killed everything. Clever use of smoke, well, shaders. And I don't think these kind of effects were used back in the when this was new game. This later additions. Of course, it's now this has RTX shaders. So some form of RTX shading. Let me show you. Yeah, NVIDIA DLAA. DLSS has been my favorite. We could actually try to use it, but let's see what happens. I can see some difference, but it's not great. It's slightly blurred in a distance. Lots of ash here. Ouch. Hall of Loyal Retainers. Interesting. So what's this place? That's the place I need to go. I wonder if there should have been like a Hall of the Guardians boss fight here, but no. Okay, where's the boss? I don't want to wait. Sealed on the other side. Okay, there's a gargoyle. Back in here. I wonder if something should happen. maybe this is some quest related thing. Let's teleport out. Probably quest related thing. Or we were in the wrong instance. Instance problems have always been with the Elder Scrolls Online. They were bad back in the day when this came out, but haven't really go away. Depends how you broke. Okay, incursion. Yes. Now we get to fight. So there was side quest at the side. Gleaming mirror shards. Macabre vintage ring. Mosaic skill shred. Oh yeah, this is the new skill system. Shardborn style. Nice.
Anything good?
Elfbeta the Shy. I wonder if I need to pick up the quest before I can go to the dungeon.
Oh, it's you! Good fortune for all of us. Narcissus Dren will be most pleased if you're the one to help him. The noted explorer Narcissus Dren has gone to investigate the ruins of Wendir, and I fear he may be in trouble. He left some time ago to procure an Ayleid relic, the emblem of the last king. Could you go and help him? He will reward your efforts. Find Narcissus and help him recover the emblem from Wendir. Here, let me mark it on your map. He had some Vodalf allies, but I do not trust them. My dear Narcissus is brilliant but impulsive, and needs someone to protect him from his own enthusiasm. I can tell you a little about the area, but I'm afraid full information on the task ahead should come from Narcissus Dren himself. Please, go seek him out. Ah, yes! Vardenfell, wasn't it? I feel more at ease knowing I can entrust Narcissus' well-being to a friendly, sympathetic soul. Nary a day passes when he is not off on some new adventure. I admire that in him. Always eager to move on to the next challenge, to the next wondrous historical site. I sometimes wish he would settle down, but life with him is always exciting. I can tell you a little about the area, but I'm afraid full information on the task ahead should come from Narcissus Dren himself. Please, go seek him out. You're unfamiliar with the great Narcissus Dren? Surely you've encountered his works at some point. Narcissus Dren and the Draugr Dilemma? Narcissus Dren and the Well of Gold? Of course! But don't mistake him for a mere scrivener. He is a man with a penchant for ruins, a fondness for levers, and an appetite for adventure that would rival a sensuous hunger. I'm one of Narcissus Dren's devoted personal assistants. Perhaps the most devoted. I compile his research, organize his travel plans, and transcribe his notes. I'm proud to serve such a gifted explorer. I can tell you a little about the area, but I'm afraid full information on the task ahead should come from Narcissus Dren, the ancient elves that ruled before the Empire built keeps, crypts, and fortifications throughout the land. This was one of the last of them before their kingdoms fell. Now, all are in ruins, overrun by monsters and rogues. Yes, but dear Narcissus lives for that type of adventure. That is why he needs someone to help him in his adversity, to help rein in his enthusiasm. I can tell you a little about the area.
Okay. So, Narcissus Dren. Ah, okay. So that explains. I hope he's not mad because we actually dropped him to well at one point.
Hush! Can't you see I'm busy blending into my surroundings? Elf Beta, of course. Yes, I could use some help. First, you must know I am the noted explorer Narcissus Dren. You know the name, of course. World-famous adventurer and author and all that. I've been exploring the Ayleid ruins here at Wendir.
And something went wrong.
Things were going along swimmingly when out of nowhere, my associates, a band called the Recollection, turned on me. I barely escaped with my life. Now I need someone to recover the emblem of the last king. Yes, one of the symbols of office of King Dinar, last of the Ayleid rulers. I thought the Recollection would be interested in the discovery. Apparently they were too interested and chased me out. But we're going back and will retrieve the emblem. We must search these surface ruins for two types of things. My own irreplaceable notes, and any information of the Recollection's doings. Those wood elves must have some papers about here. Mission orders, reports, or correspondence. I should never have mentioned the emblem of the last king to the Recollection. They sent a large contingent of helpers and drove me off. The emblem was part of the regalia of the last Ayleid king, Lelorian Dinar. You know about King Dinar?
Who's the King Dinar?
Oh, have you not read my books?
No.
When the last of the Ayleid kingdoms fell, its people and treasures were scattered throughout Tamriel. The emblem was one of the symbols of King Dinar, the last ruler of the Ayleids. Indeed. I'd heard tales that the last king's 5 devoted retainers gathered here prior to his demise. The emblem of the last king is sure to be here, protected by the traps set by these 5 loyal retainers.
Report. Official expert. Narcistren.
I can't believe they're complaining about me. Me! After all I did for them. Fine. Be that way.
Dealing with the recollection. Porphyr Dullblade. Selfish or cowardly. Idiot and fool. So Elf Beta is doing the research.
Yes, well, my alliance with the recollection was a bit tenuous at best.
Five loyal retainers. Per Amiel.
Ah, excellent. My notes on the 5 loyal retainers. You know, it would do you well to study these notes.
You were saying? Headaches for those of us forced to listen that Darker prattle about his achievements.
Let's head into the catacombs beneath these ruins to sort through what we found, away from this rabble.
Narcistren allied with the bad guys. Yeah, well, I can definitely see that.
Come here, assistant. Let's take a better look at those documents. Let me see those papers we gathered. Ah, I see. The recollection found an altar but could go no farther. Sounds magical. There's mention of finding vials of blood, some sacred water, and a bottle of ancient wine. Yes, yes, those are our keys. It seems my former allies are not doing well without me. Petrification traps, locked doors, giant living statues, that peculiar altar. Typical novice stuff. Nothing that would challenge a master of his craft such as myself.
He has learned a lot by stepping on the traps.
Animated stonework. Doesn't surprise me. They don't require much upkeep. But this altar, alien design, so it will need some liquid to activate it. They have the keys but have no clue how to use them. We press on. The renowned Narcistren is not deterred by mundane challenges. Let's find this altar they mentioned, and keep your eyes out for any bottles, vials, or carafes they have excavated. The hunt is on, faithful assistant. With those notes, it's clear that the recollection is stymied by that altar. I, of course, know how to activate it. We'll need a vial of blood, some sacred water, and/or wine from the things they've dug up. I did say we parted ways. Surely you, as an aspiring explorer yourself, should have caught the nuance. I'm of no obligation to be forthright with the specifics of how all parties came to be here at Windir. The Recollection is a group of wood elf cultists. The Ayleid were their ancestors, or so they believe, and so they seek out treasures of the past. I heard they may also be trying to conquer Westweald, but I attempt to avoid politics when I can.
Little things.
I needed some willing hands and they were eager to help. Little did I imagine that they would desire the emblem more than I. Feel free to read my notes, though be warned, they are not on par with the quality of my published works. The hunt is on, faithful assistant. This is a walk in the park, a stroll through the meadows. I've diced with Daedra and fled before undead hordes. There's nothing here we can't handle, and by we, I mean you.
Yeah.
Heed my sage advice, assistant, and there will be no problems at all. You might even learn something. The hunt is on, faithful assistant.
I knew something was off about the Dark Elf expert. Sneaky-looking cur.
We've lost so many to the traps. Had that fool warned us about them, Givens would have never been petrified.
Isn't this nice, assistant? You get to walk through a ruin like this with none other than myself, Narcissus Dren, as your guide.
No.
Vial of blood.
I have my own theories as to why such ancient blood would be fresh. Alas, the Recollection had no interest in my musings.
I was thinking of changing the ultimate here.
Allow me to enlighten you, assistant. Keep an eye out for Daedric symbology. The Ayleids worship the Daedra and were destroyed by Daedra haters. You can take it. Have I ever regaled you with my research on ancestral tombs in Vardenfell? It would only take a few hours. What is this? Assistant! Don't you have anything to say about getting me caught up in this noxious mist? You were the one to trip the trap. Oh, hello. Another of our recollection friends, eh? He stepped on that crate too, I see, with more permanent results. A shame he isn't as skillful and dexterous as I. This could have been me mere moments ago. Thank the gods for my quick reflexes. Best be on our way. Keep an eye out for these grates if you would, Assistant. Now. Aha! Here we are. The sacred water. Drawn from a spring in the very heart of an alien sanctuary, I don't doubt. Oh! The recollection has no regard for proper excavation procedures. Elf Better, my usual assistant, would be shocked by such disarray.
Stay ready. Never know what else might be headed our way.
Did you know that Wendir means journey in Alien? It could mean a journey to the afterlife or some other destination for the ancient elves. It's amazing what you can learn from me. Love to know how they carved these things. Was it one of
Find their soul
two? More? It's so lifelike.
Good looking out. Recharging that.
Note the 3 bowls. We need to put all 3 items on the altar, then anoint it with the proper liquid. Come, let's make haste in finding all of them. Three of the loyal retainers. Stand back, assistant. I'll speak their names and command them.
Okay, this can only end badly.
Parhalia, Palin, Jan, and, hang on. I don't know that last name. No, wait!
Emero. His assistant did write it down, so.
Let's not compare.
To return to the altar. I'll go ahead and dust myself off a bit from the battle. Take the wine on your way out. We'll be needing that. The contents of this bottle. They've been partially used? Have they been drinking on the job?
Well, of course. Holy wine, what to do with it? Drink, of course.
A moment, assistant. Thanks to my dazzling intellect, I have deduced that we should anoint the altar with sacred water. Assistant, apply the sacred water. Simple. Sacred water goes on an altar. It's quite obvious. Any fool would see that. When you have been at this as long as I have, you develop a sixth sense for these things. Place all 3 items on the altar, but we will use the sacred water. Trust me. If you would place all 3 items that we collected onto the altar, and now, anoint the altar with the sacred water. With this, our way is opened. Excellent! Wait, nothing is happening. Is it broken? Do I have a broken altar? Surely the sacred water must be the solution. I'm sure of it. That didn't work. Assistant, try another offering. That did it!
Wine did it.
Just as I predicted. A tribute to the wine shared between the retainers upon their arrival. Good job following my instructions, assistant. I'll make an explorer of you yet. I'm going on ahead. Onward to discovery. And here we are, the emblem. But it is sealed away by magic. Surely these tiles, pressed in correct sequence, will remove the warding spells on it. That carving looks important. It is some form of epitaph to the 5 loyal retainers. I'd venture it's crucial to releasing the emblem of the last king. But of course, you'd be a fool to think that a treasure hunter as respectable as myself would have no experience with a simple tile puzzle.
But we encountered Veloth Dump in Vardenfell. Yeah, that kind of ended badly.
You know, it does seem quite reminiscent of that. The tiles are the same, but if I recall correctly, Veloth's solution was on the walls. Perhaps the solution to this one can be found within this epitaph. I could, but let's think of this as a teachable moment. A final examination, so to speak. You should work this one out on your own. I'll be here to supervise.
Right.
The Narcissus Dren is no stranger to a puzzle, but can his assistant exhibit the same prowess? Let's wait and see. Go on now. Read that epitaph.
Kindunar's 5 loyal retains remain ever vigilant after walking the path of the emblem. Loremo started in the extreme west. Partelia for riding east for 4 nights. Palefin was next, moving north for 3 days. Jon Dvaria came forward, traveling west for 2 nights. The unnamed was last taking 1 step north before unleashing the preserving mist. So, starting from west, east 4, north 3, west 2, north 1. Okay.
Give it your all. I'll be here for the point at which you undoubtedly will need my consult.
North 3. Okay, this doesn't work. Okay, so this is the one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. West 1, 2.
The path is now clear, and the emblem of the last king calls to me. Come. Look at it. It's marvelous. Floating there, just waiting to be taken. Any final notes, assistant, before I commit history?
Flowers to the grave.
Now, assistant, we have found the emblem of the last king. It's been waiting so long for me to recover it. Step aside, assistant. The great and wise Narcissus Dren will now seize the emblem. I intend to present it to my assistant Elfbeta at her southern camp. Yes, that sounds sufficiently thrilling. Now, assistant, step aside. Fool of an assistant. Do not disturb me, or I'll have you demoted to a footnote in my next book.
Yeah.
You stumbled through much, and now your reward is to watch me finally grasp the emblem of the last king.
Don't let me stop you.
Ah, the emblem at last. I've bested those recollection fools. No! A trap! It's that petrification gas! Take the emblem to Elfbeta! I...
Okay, that's an Narcissus Dren. Emblem of the Last King. I have good news and bad news. Okay, I have good news and good news. That's the message. Elf Beta is located in a safe distance from this place.
I was beginning to get worried. Delightful to see you remain in one piece. Some of my dear Narcissus collaborators do not survive the experience. Tell me, how did you fare?
I have only good news and good news.
Excellent. I've arranged payment for your efforts. Did Narcissus come with you? I know. Probably still taking notes for his next dissertation, I expect. Should I go after him? Eventually, I suppose. He gets cross with me when I fuss about him too much. I need to take my leave shortly. Narcissus should turn up any time now. Perhaps I should go looking for him. In any event, thank you for your help.
Narcissus is otherwise indisposed. He sent me ahead to deliver an emblem.
Oh dear. Should I wait here? Should we go after him? I don't want him to think I believe he needs constant oversight, but he does get so wrapped up in his work. Ever the thoughtful scholar, my Narcissus. Very well, I shall do as you say. Is there anything else I may do for you before I take my leave? I need to take my leave shortly. Narcissus should turn up any time now. Perhaps I should go looking for him. Yes! Vardenfell, wasn't it? I feel more at ease knowing I can entrust Narcissus' well-being to a friend.
Yeah. Let's torture Narcissus Dren. Yeah, there's few recurring characters in each expansion, and Narcissus Dren is one of them. Always doing some stupid stuff. Speaking of which, we haven't seen Rigord in a while in the last DLCs. Of course, he can't be always in the same places. So Zenimax kind of went and brought new characters to accompany. Some of them are pretty nice, like the Dark Brotherhood assassin Dunmer, who likes to be a master chef. So let's check this area. And I want to see where this could be going. developers are planning so well ahead these DLCs that... So I need to get some papers from Fort Colovia. So these are dailies, but we are checking them just because we want to know what kind of dailies are there. It's a delve. Fort Colovia, but looks like it's slightly used. And the door is probably closed, yes. Shark, thunderbug.
You there! Did the Legion send you? You're no legionary, but I don't think you're one of those bandits either. And you're certainly not one of my raw recruits. So, care to take on a commission from the captain of Fort Colovia? Bandits. Deserters from the war in Cyrodiil who united to pillage the countryside. They appeared in numbers too great for my small cohort of raw recruits to deal with. I could use someone competent and experienced to help me out.
I wonder what's small cohort. Is that like a normal-sized cohort?
It happened so fast. The Legion has no idea we're in trouble. I need someone to accompany Legionary Calvo inside, reach the bell tower, and ring the warning signal. If you're willing to take the job, Calvo can show you where to find what you need.
I won't let you down, Captain. This way, friend.
I don't think he'll survive.
So...
Please, keep an eye on Calvo. He's scared out of his wits, but he's determined to go back in there anyway. I suppose that's what it means to be a legionary, but I don't think I could do it.
So, apparently cohort is 6-7 guys. Okay, 8 guys. Well, that's a squad.
They can be sly and sneaky, so be on your guard.
Let's take left. Can we go here? Ah, can't scale that up. So yeah, no go.
Bandits. More or less. I marked the approximate locations on your map, but it happened so fast. As aide-de-camp, those items were my responsibility. Like I said, we don't use it very often. And the bears have to live somewhere, right? Well, yes, but we only arrived here to begin our training a few days. In part.
Yeah, I don't think those guys will be taking the...
No, Florentina. Why did they have to kill her?
Okay, nine persons cohort. So I don't think these guys will be taking Cyrodiil back at any time, but historically they will. The Imperium will rise back even before the Tiber Septim. I wonder if the real reason for alliance leaders to negotiate for the peace is that their armies are refusing to fight. I mean, that would be like a logical reason.
Payroll should be around here. That's one of the items the captain sent us for. Let's keep going.
Okay, käsit. Mostly käsit. Argonian käsit. Humans. So are these... deserters from all the sides.
Good soldier. I hope he took a few of them.
Okay, maybe their cohort has a 10 people. Of course, if those were fresh recruits and Dark Company was a group of veterans. Lots of Argonians. That's Nord. And she had like... That's yeah, Altmeri Dominion armor. I'm keeping a count how many members the Elder Scrolls thinks cohort should have. Battle Mage. Ouch.
These deserters turned bandits have no honor. They killed legionaries for no good reason.
Let's see what you're made of.
11, 12. That's is that a legionnaire? Okay, that's a lot of bones. Way too many. I wonder where that goes. Can we drop down? Okay, we can drop down there. That's 14th. Okay, that's a symbol. I don't bother. Simple chest, so can't actually contain interesting. The 15th body. Of course, all of them might not be the. No, that's not the Legionnaire. So let's say it's about 10.
In this hall when the fort was attacked. I hid the communique in an ash pile in the fireplace before I joined the retreat. I'm glad I remembered where I stashed that. Only one thing left to find.
Top of battlements, okay. So we need to get back up there. Yeah, all sorts of crap, which I don't really. Don't need. Oh, I didn't have a full running skill either. Forget it. Well, this fort isn't in good shape.
But no one deserves such a fate.
Okay, so this. Okay, so they look like that. So that's not fail. 11th, I think. Feeble-minded. Yeah. Feeble-minded Count Galantinus. Unsurpassed detainment. Okay, maybe that was pretty bad. Dark Company. Okay, apparently they lost somebody.
Remember, we need to find the communique with the proper chime sequence. On my way out, I tossed the bell tower key in a stack of hay on the 7th stage. Now that we have the sequence, the key, and the payroll, we need to reach the bell tower. It's on the west side of the fort. Almost there. Just a little farther, and then we can ring the warning bell.
Marius Gallo.
Hero of Ontis. A deserter and a bandit.
Hey, why are you throwing away perfectly good coin?
Yeah.
All right. We have the payroll. It's all in the communique we recovered. Just ring the bell in the prescribed fashion, and that will alert the rest of the Legion that there's a problem at Fort Calovia.
Okay, now we dealt with their leader. Okay, how do we... Okay, that's a door. Defeat Chieftain Grimstall. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I think I have played before similar quest.
We actually made it! Up here, friend! Just ring the bell in the proper sequence, and the alert will be sounded. I never thought I'd be so happy to hear the ringing of a bell. You take the payroll and report back to the captain. I'll continue to ring the bell until help arrives. The communique says we need to keep ringing the proper sequence at set intervals until we receive a response or help arrives. That responsibility falls to me now.
Okay, so I'm getting 220 ping in Assault Online. Should I keep playing the game or refund? Will it be enjoyable to play at 200 ping? I think it is. This hasn't...
I can't fight like you, but this I can do.
Let's show my ping here, because in a modern games, the client actually doesn't show you the lag. It draws what it thinks happening, and I need to find. I think I'm constantly playing over 100 ping, and I'm playing from the Finland, so it's probably accessibility. I have minimized the UI, so that's why I don't have everything on. Profiling filter off. Let's see. 200 ping should be like pretty. Okay, latency. Ah, yes. Okay, so it's here down here. I'm so blind. So thing is that if you are getting like a very high ping, that's probably something to do with your setup, or your signal is routed through the too many sites. So trace route, trace RT command in command prompt or something else might be give you a chance to evaluate where your signal goes. But TESO has never been like a pretty big on the ping. I'm constantly playing 100, and this is normal. This has always been normal. So I think it should be enjoyable to play with the 200. But if you go in a 0D and do PvP, that might be too much. I will get to a ping because there's no Asian savers. This gaming is only Europe, so yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, you are not, if you are PvE, playing PvE and not PvP, then it's not an issue, because clients today they are drawing like they think happens. Some small warping can happen, and if you have been watching diligently, you have noticed that sometimes things happen, like few frames get skipped because server sends okay, it died already. Yeah, wanna play PvE only. I don't think it's a big problem with this game here. should work pretty okay. And is there like free weekends? I think there were some free weekends or free weeks in Elder Scrolls Online, at least back years ago. So yeah, you can test it basically.
Keep watch. We don't want any Legion reinforcements sneaking up on us.
Yeah, some games will kick you out if you have too much ping, but this is MMO, and this is like always had like pretty high FPS. And it's, if you have high FPS, it's kind of in the Cyrodiil playing the PvP in Elder Scrolls Online right here. You are kind of handicapping yourself if you have a high high FPS. I think it was some kind of at some years back the League of Legends actually gave you some help if you had like a low latency, high latency. So, but yeah, this is not pure PvE mostly. So no problem.
How long before reinforcements arrive, do you think?
I knew Calvo could do it.
Someone's ringing the bell.
From the sound of the bell, I assume your mission was successful, soldier. Were you able to recover the cohort's payroll as well? And where's Legionary Calvo? He did he?
Okay.
I knew the lad was brave and had something to prove, but this is beyond the call of duty for a raw recruit. If he survives until the reinforcements get here, I may just have to promote him. But why do you think he did it?
Mostly useless. So, okay, this is pretty normal for the Elder Scrolls Online. You can think, and you can actually decide how the story ends in some situations, but the narrative is not branching in a sense that this is good. These are good railroad, good railroad. Demanded to stay behind. Yes, that's
His
true.
duty. He's practically a hero. We'll make a legionary out of him yet. If he survives ringing the warning bell, I have a feeling he'll be one of the best of us someday. That's an excellent question. It depends on which cohorts are nearby and what else they may be dealing with.
Yeah, I will keep playing the game. Yeah, sure. You do what you do.
You know? Here's the payment I
you do what's
courtesy of the Legion.
What's nice for you, and how if it doesn't feel nice, well, sure. But there's like yeah. So we got the Legion Cleaver. That's a McApple vintage set. So this is pretty nice new set we have here, which causes the bleed damage, but it's more like damage dealing set. So I might use this as a combination to tank set or DPS set. Might be a pretty nice, but 5e10 is a lot. If you kill a monster, they burst with the blood magic as bleed damage. Not all monsters bleed, so that's kind of issue.
No sign of reinforcements.
Have you purchased the new DLC? Yeah, I purchased this, pre-ordered basically. Got some nice.
The legionary from Ontus who abandoned his post. It was rumored that he had deserted the Legion, but we weren't completely sure.
Yeah.
Now we know. I hope this is a burden off Calvo's shoulders, provided he survives.
So this is the
Calvo was ringing the bell?
new DLC. We are here in Westworld. I think this part of the area was something you could you could encounter in a Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. But yeah, we started here, did some one main quest, couple side quests. There were a murder mystery. Now we are here, and I'm going to check this out and maybe call a day after that. But something about 20 hours or so. But yeah, Elder Scrolls Online DLCs. I've been streaming like several of these expansions already. It's like a hobby for me in the summer. So in the current base game I think is these basic areas right here, three alliances, and I think the current packaging is that Morrowind Vvardenfell is coming with the base package, and Clockwork City, because there's like extra planner stuff. Cold Harbor we got in the base game, and Clockwork City came with the Vvardenfell. I think Somerset is part of that. So that started to the quality of these additions, these expansions to the game have been it has been great. Of course, I'm pretty much fatigued. Already started with the 2014 with the beta version of the Elder Scrolls Online, but yeah, these I'm still hoping that these basic areas would get a facelift at some point, remastered version, but we'll see. So far, the Zenimax has put like effort to make a good quality DLCs, expansions. Always telling them these are DLCs. They are their expansions, so they were pretty great. One of the first DLC that came out just after the game was published was Cracklorn, which is still slightly hard, but it's great. And I think the Heavsbane was that, and Wrothgar here, or orcs live here. That was pretty great. So that started in 2015. But yeah, now we are at here at the Gold Coast, which is like once again half of this place was depicted in Oblivion. Another place that's like that is this Blackwood, which had like this area was part of the Oblivion, and this area is new writing. Okay, there's a base shrine. But yeah, the 2014 was really interesting because I ended up with a small guild, role-playing guild, that has most players were from Ukraine, and 2014, so it was like pretty horrible for those people. But yeah. Okay.
What would Count Verandis do in this situation?
Okay. Fenorian, what are you doing here?
Fancy meeting you here, friend. I hope you're not here for the auction at the Valente Vineyards. I'm certain the event bodes ill, but I'm reluctant to enter that nest of vipers alone. Would you be willing to join me? For ample compensation, of course. It isn't just any auction. It's run by and for vampires. Being a vampire myself, I can't help but wonder why Lord Gallio Valente, vineyard owner and vampire coven leader, wants to sell wine to other vampires. It's not like we partake of the stuff. Not exactly. I was hunting a violent vampire gang called the Terrors when I found an invitation to the auction. Inviting vampires to such an event is strange enough, but offering this Vesper Valente vintage? That has me concerned. Will you help First, let's look around the vineyard. I want to examine the grapes they grow here. Besides, it's a good idea to get a feel for the grounds before we head into the auction. Never fear. This is exactly what House Ravenwatch trained me for. It's been in the Valente family for generations. From what I was able to ascertain, Lord Valente inherited the place about a year ago. Seems he returned from a long trip and his father suddenly fell ill and died. Now the place is under his control.
Pretty sus.
According to the invitation I found, yes. And not just any vampire. He's the leader of a powerful coven, which is why this whole affair concerns me. Ravenwatch has never heard of this coven or Valente before. And a wine auction? It makes no sense. Oh, the usual. Advancing my studies, investigating for House Ravenwatch. I must say, I do like Westwield's climate. Much less damp and chilly than what we have over in Rivenspire. I will tell Adus and Gwendis I ran into you, though. We're one of the noble houses of Rivenspire that just happens to be a coven of vampires. But we're good vampires.
Yeah, he's a good
We
vampire.
only drink from willing donors and never to excess. Our mission is to hunt and put down the more ravenous examples of our kind. As I said, I was trying to pick up the trail of the Terrors. Violent vampires that were last seen heading toward the Weald when I found the invitation. Another troublesome vampire I was forced to deal with had it among his possessions. You mean besides the fact that it was addressed to a dangerous vampire and supposedly invited them to an auction they have absolutely no reason to be interested in? When things appear to make no sense, I feel obliged to find clarity.
Okay, vampire stuff. So, we got new... okay. So let's check the mail. Delete after claim. So this is previous. So there's lots of stuff that if you pre-order, they are kind of gifting you. I haven't been using the pets, but this happens when you Eyebright Raven. In one of those pets you get dismissed. I have way too much of these. Death Hounds. Field Hand of Trovir.
Let's find out what happened.
This is no place to wander aimlessly, traveler. The foul beasts are vicious and hungry for blood. Ugliest hounds Trovir has ever seen. This one just finished checking the new grapes and was on his way to the auction when it came out of nowhere. Ripped up Trovir's leg real good. Trovir thought the request was strange too, but Lord Valente insisted, and Lady Valente specifically told Sentry Helvius to let the servants in, even if we didn't have the fancy invitations. If you're here for the auction, you should head inside. He came back from his travels different. Even his father was concerned about the changes in his beloved son. But shortly after young Gallio returned, his father fell ill and died. Gallio inherited the vineyard, the title, and all that entailed. Just that he invited some important guests. He's been working on the new grapes for a special vintage since he returned, and he's very proud of it. Says it's going to make him even more rich and powerful. Can that be possible? This one is unsure. Lord Valente developed the new seeds in his alchemical laboratory under the manor. They grow thorny vines that bear a crimson grape unlike anything Drovir has ever seen before. Once the first vintage was ready, Lord Valente set up this auction.
That sounds like
Lord
a plant
Valente's
from
new
Oblivion or
wife,
something.
A high elf with a name too complicated for this one's Khajiiti tongue.
Well,
Drovir believes they met during young Galio's time away. But what does this old field hand know of such things? Unusual. Well, this one does not like to talk out of turn, but Drovir hears that Lady Valente wants to be more involved in running the vineyard, but Lord Valente refuses to include her. This one wonders why he even married her.
Investigate the grounds.
It appears the grapes did not agree with this death hound.
Interesting. So it's a rabbit.
Let's look more closely at those grapes. The scent wafting off those grapes. It's tantalizing. Just as Count Ferrandis taught me, there is always something to learn if you simply pay attention. The field hand was attacked by a death hound, a sure indication of vampiric activity. And he provided a wealth of information. Don't you agree? So you were listening. Good. The field hand described Galio as different when he returned. He developed a new grape to make him richer and more powerful, and he recently married a high elf. But the marriage already seems troubled.
Well, that's not a new thing. If you marry high elf, the marriage is troubling.
The grapes were developed using alchemy. They've been infused with blood, and I find the aroma tantalizing. But I dare not try one. Look what consuming the grapes did to the Death Hound. Our next step is to attend the auction. You shall be my guest. The field hand assumed you were a guest of the auction, and the invitation did say to bring my most favored mortal servant. If anyone
Most
asks,
favored.
You're the blood servant of Master Bogvir, the vampire I shall pretend to be and whose invitation I carry. The invitation indicates we're to head to the walled garden just east of the manor. I suppose that's where they're letting the guests gather prior to the start of the auction. Shall we proceed? Let's see. It promises an evening in the beautiful Colovian countryside, majestic views, new and innovative cultivation, a new vintage called Vesper Valente, the auction. Ah, yes. And this. Who says wine doesn't belong in a flask? I could be reading into things, but in some vampire circles, flask is used as a crude term to refer to a blood servant. Someone who willingly lets vampires feed on them, usually for compensation.
So what if somebody drinks a wine a lot, being a drunk, and then vampire feeds from the drunken servant? Does the vampire go to the drunken state as well?
Indeed. Though the vampire I acquired this invitation from wasn't the sort to rely on blood servants. He was extremely cruel. Preferred the thrill of the hunt and drank to kill. This event becomes stranger the more I try to make sense of it.
Then again, Elder Scrolls is a weird fiction, weird fantasy. So all sorts of odd ideas should be, and this is right. game to show them.
Halt! Your invitation, please.
Right. Here you are.
Welcome, Master Bogvir, and guest. I'll escort you to Lord Valente, this way.
Totally unnecessary. I'll find him. Thanks. Just a moment. Let's talk first. So, do I look like a Master Bogvir? Probably not. But we work with the tools we're given. Let's split up and mingle. Talk to servants, guests, whoever's willing to chat. Anything that can tell us the true purpose of this auction. Vampires don't need wine, especially made from grapes that apparently poisoned a deathhound. Try not to come off as too curious, though. We're supposed to be guests here, after all. I am. But as soon as we walked in, I was hit with sudden pangs of hunger. Not unlike when I smelled those grapes, but much stronger. Luckily, I carry a flask of blood for times of need. I'll just find an out-of-the-way spot to take a sip.
Can I offer you a glass of our new Vesper Valente?
Certainly. I'm very curious about this wine.
Really? You're the first of Lord Valente's guests to accept the wine. I hope you enjoy it. I'd offer you a glass, but your friend just took the last one. I wasn't expecting that. None of the other guests I've served this evening even tried it. Only their attendants and servants. It is the vineyard's latest vintage, Vesper Valente. Lord Valente did tell us that his guests probably wouldn't want to try it before the auction, but that I should freely provide it to their attendants and servants. I have. Lord Valente was generous enough to let all the vineyard workers and servants have a glass before the guests arrived. It was salty and crisp, with a slight metallic aftertaste. Something to do with Lord Valente's alchemical process, I think.
So it's full of blood. Okay, actually cooking the fish here.
You there! I am bored, and my hounds are hungry. Will the auction start soon, or must we continue this Colovian dance of manners and pleasantries while my gold sits unspent? Ah, apologies. I mistook you for a Valente servant. Lord Valente is clever, and if the wine accomplishes a fraction of what he claims, the waiting will have been worth it. But I would prefer to simply buy what I want, and not deal with an auction. Haven't you tried it yet? You really must sample the vintage for yourself. I suggest you find a glass quickly, before the auction begins. All of the servants and attendants must have that wine flowing through their veins for the main event.
I heard Lord Valente and his new bride loathe each other.
Why would he marry a mortal? It's beneath him.
Is this Vesper Valente really as special as it sounds?
Oh, Lord Valente is certainly proud of his new creation.
Wouldn't that be something?
Ah, welcome. I'm Lord Gallio Valente, the humble proprietor of Valente Vineyards and Winery. You, however, have me at a disadvantage. I do not believe we've met. Which of my acquaintances decided to bring you along as their guest today? Bogvir, of course. Where is my old friend? Still upset about that little incident? No matter. I was hoping to clear things up before the auction got underway. Send him over to talk to me the next time you see him. Oh, don't trouble yourself. Any guest of Bogvir's is welcome. Enjoy yourself, and do make sure to try the wine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for the
Interesting.
auction.
Another one of my husband's guests.
Brasilia.
No, you're either an attendant or a servant, I'd wager. Who brought you to my husband's little affair? Pray tell. Master Bogvir. Is that the name he uses now? You know, he bears a striking resemblance to an old acquaintance of mine. In fact, I'm sure of it. How is Fenorian? And why has he come to Valente Vineyard? No? And why don't I believe you? No, don't worry. I have no desire to reveal Fenorian's deception to my husband. Not before I learn what's going on here, the same as you. Be so kind as to let Fenorian know I'd like to speak to him when he's...
Okay, interesting. Plot is thickening.
This wine is specifically meant for the mortals here, not the vampires. So why are the vampires bidding on it? And why is my flask doing little to curb my rising hunger? Tell me you learned something more, my friend. I'm sorry? Did you say Lady Valente's name is Ursilia? Oh, she's that Ursilia. Should we leave? Maybe we can sneak out the way we came in. Right. We do need to figure out what's going on here. All right, I'll stay and talk to Ursilia. You head into the manor and see if you can find Lord Valente's office. Something in there might tell us more about the purpose of this wine.
How does Ursilia know you?
That's a story for another time, friend. Let's stay focused. You see what you can find in the manor, while I talk to Lady Valente. Don't worry. We can talk more later. In the meantime, go and search Lord Valente's office. He must have one inside the manor. Ledgers, journals, letters, alchemical notebooks. Anything that gives us some idea of Lord Gallio Valente's plans for the wine. Vampires can't drink it, but they're the ones invited to bid on it. We need to know why.
Follow the players.
Come along. The tasting rooms are just a little farther in.
They have tasting rooms?
Valiente Winery. Okay, no map. Okay, office is above. This door here, okay. Winery key, journal. Why did I ever agree to marry that woman? My first weeks of vampire were challenging. I decided to take control of my destiny. While the vampire can't consume the elixir made from the mushrooms grown in a vampire blood directly, it's well long enough to reap the benefits. If the elixir funneled to the intermediary, we received power without any of the poisonous effects. Enriched with the mushrooms, the vampire can then consumed by non-vampire. This allows us 10 feet of non-vampire fortified with the wine and therefore receive benefits of elixir. Interesting. Could double or triple or innate vampiric powers. Yeah, because if the vampires just feast on blood, they turn into, well, they look more like monsters and more like Baal. So I'll tell the fighter skill or Raven what you are up to.
You again? What are you doing in my husband's office? You and Fenorian, never in the right place at the right time. So, did you find what you were looking for? Share it with me and maybe I won't call down to the winery for my husband's army of mercenaries. Let me see that journal. By the stars, he killed his own father, and he plans to kill me. Oh, he's a cretin and a monster.
And you didn't see anything.
Yes, pouring wine into people just so you can eat them and gain unnatural power is pretty bad too. Damn it! I drank the wine! I suspected something was amiss. Since I arrived, we haven't consummated our marriage, and he spends his time down in the winery, locked in his alchemy laboratory with his mercenaries. Plus, he covets my family's fortune. But a vampire makes sense. This vineyard could be a motherlode in the right hands. My hands, friend of Fenorian, not my husband's. I assume you're here to stop him? Help Fenorian finish the task, and I'll forgive him for the affront he visited upon me and my family. Make sure you do. I have no intent to serve as a wine glass for my husband.
Ursilia, I suppose I owe you an explanation.
Oops.
Of course you do, but I don't care. Just talk to your friend and deal with my husband.
All right. Lord Valente is well and truly into the auction now, so we have a bit of time. I never expected to find Ursilia here with you, though. What did you discover? And what did she mean by deal with her husband? Interesting. He really spells it out, doesn't he? Alchemically enhanced mushrooms used as fertilizer for alchemically treated grape seeds. And the hunger. I wasn't losing control, it's an effect of the grapes. Well, that's a relief. That does seem to be the general idea. If we allow this to spread, the ramifications will be staggering. Even relatively peaceful vampires might be tempted to start killing out of hand. We need to stop this. Oh, yes. I do suppose I owe her for that. I'm no hired assassin, but I do make a habit out of disposing of dangerous vampires. We will do what is necessary to end this threat. Nothing more, nothing less. And that begins with destroying the wine. Head downstairs and scout the area. I'll follow along shortly. I need to try to make things right with Ursilia. And maybe I have something in my alchemy kit to deal with the wine in her system. Just the smell of it makes me hungry. We were betrothed.
Ah!
A marriage arranged by our families.
Former girlfriend.
There might have been some affection there, but it was mostly a business agreement. When I became a vampire, I just left. I thought it would be a mercy.
She hasn't got much of luck with the vampires.
As much as I trust you and value your company, my friend, that's not a story I feel like sharing. Especially not here and now. Maybe someday. But no. I didn't want to hurt anyone I knew. Ursilia, my family. So I simply left. Eventually, Count Verandis found me and made me part of House Ravenwatch. Rivenspire is a long way from Somerset, and Westfield is farther still. I never expected this. I'm not going to go out of my way to kill Gallio, if that's what you're asking. We do need to destroy his operation, though. This elixir-turned-wine is too dangerous to distribute to aggressive vampire clans. What happens after that is up to him. Ursilia, before we talk, let me see if I've got anything that will flush the wine from your system.
I'm not drunk, Fenorian. I only had a glass or two.
I think that is actually a way to make but usually humans use animals to grow substances inside their bodies. So
you lead while I look around.
Okay, you came.
Expect a fight.
Your blood fiend.
Over so soon?
Okay. Search the winery. Funny lag there.
Captive, and apparently under the influence of the wine. Friend, let's speak. These workers must be some of the subjects Gallio mentioned in his journal. They're on the verge of turning into blood fiends. I might be able to mix a counteragent with the proper ingredients. Grape pulp left over from the Vesper Valente wine, wax flower petals to hasten the recovery process, and imperial oak tannins to make the remedy effective topically. Find those items around the winery while I make preparations.
Okay. Apparently he's pretty good at alchemy. Okay, I'm going to throw throwing away worthless stuff, basically. Okay, that's truly superb. Okay, worth of picking up.
You earned it.
Okay, now we have everything we need.
Good. I was starting to worry. I'm glad you're back. Did you find everything we need? Once I've brewed the counteragent, pick up the bucket and splash the remedy over our poor patients.
Okay, that's it. So
it's not
easy.
the most dignified way to administer medicine, but it works without putting either of you at risk.
Okay, bucket time.
And that should do it. You're free to administer the cure.
The bucket.
Looks like the effects are already subsiding.
You saved us. Please, you need to stop him. Thank you for helping us. Please tell me you're also here to stop Lord Valente. We really thought things were looking up. Lord Valente had such grand ideas for the vineyard and winery. He even asked us to try a new vintage he was working on. We felt so honored. Then we started to get sick and he locked us down here. Yes, it's right through those doors to the west. He's growing weird mushrooms and has all kinds of alchemical equipment. Destroy his equipment and burn the mushrooms. That should put an end to his vile experiments.
We need to destroy that laboratory. You scout ahead while I work on freeing these people. I'll meet you there.
Okay. Interesting.
I knew there was something wrong about you.
You won't ruin all my hard work!
Oh no.
Open to me!
Okay, let's destroy those blood fiends first. Okay, Sharper's Knights is... Lots of growing pots.
This is it. The laboratory. We need to destroy it all. Let me explain. Valente's alchemical equipment is truly impressive. It's a shame we have to destroy it. But we need to make sure no one else can continue his experiments. These vats turn the mushrooms into a fertilizer for the grapes. Increase the flames under the vats by adjusting the valves. That will increase the pressure. After that, set fire to the mushroom planters. Then get clear before the vats explode. A part of me hates to see valuable equipment go to waste. But we can't allow more of the Vesper Valente to be created. Now come on, let's do this. Turn up the flame valves as high as they'll go. I'll get rid of these research notes. The mushrooms. A few well-placed torches should ignite the entire harvest. That's it. Let's get out of here.
Taking a picture once again.
Celia, about your husband.
Not now, Fenorian. I have more important matters. As I was saying, I'll compensate double wages for all who remain. With your expertise, we'll revive the traditional methods and be producing excellent wine in no time. I assume that explosion that rocked the vineyard was your doing? You and Fenorian, I suppose? I'll take it that you accomplished what I asked. Never mind. Speak to Fenorian. I have a business to set right. No? Don't say another word. If the Legion comes to investigate, the less I know, the better. I'll hire extra protection for the grounds, though. Sentry Helvius could use the help. At least until we clear out the rest of those vampires. Why not? I don't need a husband for that, and I have twice the mind for business than Gallio ever did. If you find yourself in possession of a large fortune in the future, come see me. Perhaps I'll be ready to give marriage another go by then.
Okay. So, was thinking, vampirism was used as a cure in a couple quests in previous expansions, and now there's a guy who wants to sell wine with the vampirism. Ah, my mind is blown.
That was excellent work, friend. We destroyed Lord Gallio's laboratory and managed to rescue the workers he experimented on. There might be some ramifications over remaining Vesper Valente, but it won't become the sweeping problem I feared. We didn't have to. Ursilia told me she interrupted the auction and told Lord Gallio in a voice loud enough for all to hear that the Raven Watch was on the premises. One mention of House Ravenwatch, and the invited vampires fled the estate.
Good reputation.
Perhaps a few bottles were carried off, but none of them had time to load any casks or crates before they fled. I'll track them down eventually. And before I take my leave, I'll make sure the remaining vintage is destroyed. Ursilia is set on taking control and turning the vineyard and winery into a profitable enterprise. I have no doubt she'll succeed. And speaking of succeeding, your help was invaluable in stopping Lord Gallio. Please, take this with my thanks.
Okay, so this is some special drink. Okay, interesting.
I suppose you're off on another adventure now, friend. Know that I appreciate the assistance you provided, and the companionship. If you ever have need of House Ravenwatch, just send the word. We always have time for our friends. Eventually, after I make sure any remnants of Lord Gallio's vile experiments are taken care of here, then I may check on the auction guests that scattered and see that any absconded bottles of Vesper Valente are dealt with. There's always something.
There's always something. So I wonder where this leads. Cracklorn, okay. So far, yeah. So that's it. That's to the Cracklorn. Okay, so it probably comes here. Okay, now I see. So now you can actually. Is there still way from the Bangorai to Cracklorn? I don't think there is, because now you can actually start from here, go to all of these areas, go here, go to here. Go to here, to Cracklorn. So you can actually circle around the whole continent. Make a grand tour of this whole area. Yeah, Cracklorn should have a lore-wise the. Oh, it's here, Bangorai Gate. It's here. Okay, so you can actually now circle around. Okay, there's not direct road to the Alikir Desert, but otherwise pretty nice. I mean, this feels more like MMO with a grand open world rather than like a small story-driven quest locations all over. And even Eastmark is. This is the dimensions are smaller than in Skyrim, where you could actually go in Windhelm. Skyrim had this place, but it was a lot bigger. Same area. But yeah, that was interesting, and that's probably doesn't go anywhere except to this wall. Okay, mighty interesting. So we are definitely going to continue questing. I think I'm going to show retro game for you people in Thursday, and let's see if I have time. Now I'm in a vacation, I'll have more time to play and stream. So I might start challenges. Challenges are something we had with my friends and family and cousins, and I have like several games that they actually dared me to play. So I need to find some time for that now. But so far, this is going to be like a couple 20 hours or so story. This DLC. So I'm going to play this during this month. More in this week than other weeks. But yeah, sure. So this is the newest DLC. We have been doing side quests, meeting people we know, and haven't really touched more of this area story, main story yet. More than like a couple of quests. I've noticed that they're like A, B, and C, and possibly D part of the plots in a expansion area. So the plot has twists and turns, and sends you all over this area. So it's up to you if you want how sidetracked do you want to be. Do you want to do those dailies? Do you want to do side quests? Side quests are usually pretty good. There were lots of...
Official business. Don't come any closer.
Okay. Dark Company Enforcer, Prisoner, and Dark Company Archer. So we can actually play heroes here.
Thank you, stranger. May the divines bless you.
Okay, so you can rescue prisoners. That was actually in Skyrim. We had this same kind of possibility that you could actually go and rescue prisoners that Altmeri Dominion had taken. But anyway, that's all for today. Good night. Thank you for watching, and please, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And every bit of watch hours helps me to keep my head above the surface, especially YouTube, but not in some extent Twitch as well. They are not really good at small content creators. So that's about it. Anyway, goodbye.